This is the Pokémon Scramble. We are here in Loser's Bracket Round 1 for the final battles, where we will see Melizjewel versus Artemis, BattlePenguin versus Mouse, Xadera versus Rencamo, and Trev versus Domo. Let's get things started with Melizjewel versus Artemis. Melizjewel's team focuses on its two legendaries, Kyurem Black and Tapu Lele, while Artemis's team focuses on modifying stats in ways you wouldn't expect. Both of these teams failed to fully execute their strategies in the first round. Melizjewel's Tapu Lele didn't contribute to the battle at all, using a single Calm Mind and then dying, and Artemis's team barely used its statistical manipulation at all. Let's see which of them can execute better today and advance to round 2. Artemis starts off with Uxie into Tapu Lele from Melizjewel. Tapu Lele again going to Calm Mind. Uxie has a Mirror Herb and is going to copy those statistics. Play Rough is a physically damaging move, so that won't be affected by Tapu Lele's special defense boost. And once again, Tapu Lele doesn't accomplish much of anything. In fact, this time it helped Uxie a little bit. Play Rough, a fairy move into a dragon, very effective, but Scale Shot going to hit 3, 4, with a critical hit, and 5 times. Uxie not dead yet, but Kyurem Black's speed goes up, so it's going to land another Scale Shot. Kyurem's defenses reduced by half, but its speed doubled. Let's see what's going to happen here with the Malamar. Icicle Spear going to land only 4 times. Superpower going to kill the Kyurem Black and boost Malamar's stats. That is once again both of Melizjewel's legendaries off the table. Leaf Storm going to reduce Toedscruel's special attack, but it's also going to force it out of the battlefield thanks to its eject pack. Swaps it back in to eat a Boom Burst from Explode. Not a great idea there. Leaf Storm going to be resisted by Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel going to use Terra Blast to take a chunk out of Toedscruel. Another Leaf Storm, Toedscruel's special attack getting lower and lower, and its health reduced entirely to 0. Kilowattrel now facing off against Minun, going to get out of the way. Trubbish eats a Signal Beam, but it's resisted. Signal Beam again, 10% to Trubbish. Toxic Spikes set up by the Trubbish. Artemis playing the long game here against these 3 under-evolved Pokemon. Trubbish now confused and hits itself in its confusion. Trubbish continues to hurt itself. Minun doing its best to take this Trubbish down. Trubbish continues to hurt itself, eventually going to swap out. Signal Beam, still resisted by this Pokemon, Nidorina, effective choice here into Minun. Sludge Bomb going to hit it and take away its air balloon, now it's vulnerable to ground moves once again. Nidorina going to continue with the Sludge Bomb strategy as Signal Beams continue to whittle away at Nidorina. It is confused once again. Sludge Bomb brings Minun down to the red, but Signal Beam hits again. Nidorina hits itself in confusion. Signal Beam brings Nidorina down to 7%. Can Nidorina break out? No, 5% more down to 2. Nidorina defeated by Minun. Minun trying to clutch up for Melizjewel's team, but is going to kill the Minun. Venonat comes out and clears out the Toxic Spikes, but an Air Splash brings it down. Stun Spore completely immune and kills the Venonat in response. Thunderbolt hits Mime Jr. for almost 3/4, and Light Screen and Reflect going to go up, but not enough to take away the knockoff damage. Artemis gets the win here, losing 2 of her Pokemon. Melizjewel could not bring the Tapu Lele to bear. Kyurem does a good job again, but just not able to carry the load on its own. Unfortunately for Melizjewel, that is going to mean elimination from the tournament. Artemis moves on after getting solid contributions from her entire team. Even lowly Trubbish did some solid work today. Our next contest will be fought between BattlePenguin and Mouse. This is a relatively even matchup as far as I'm concerned. A lot of under-evolved Pokemon on both teams. BattlePenguin has 2 potential setup sweepers in Mothim and Kofagrigus. Mouse doesn't really have setup sweepers, but does have a little bit more bulk on her side, and potentially the speed advantage with that Zebstrika. Here comes BattlePenguin versus Mouse. Dusclops for Mouse and Kofagrigus for BattlePenguin. Solid choices for both. Iron Defense going to be not the greatest into this Dusclops, as it won't be able to use a fighting move into a ghost. Nightshade going to continue to chip away at Kofagrigus, and BattlePenguin forced to get out of the way. Mothim takes a Nightshade. Shadow Ball going to be super effective, but Dusclops is incredibly tanky. Baltoy comes in now as more Nightshades come from this Dusclops, just doing its work. Stealth Rock's set up, so if Mouse does some swapping, there's going to be some chip damage. Steenie going to take a bit of a Nightshade itself. How many Pokemon are going to just eat damage from this Dusclops before BattlePenguin finds a way through? Double Team going to continue to raise Steenie's evasion, but Dusclops doesn't seem to mind. Knockoff going to remove the Eviolite. There's a good idea. Probably should have done that first, but Nightshade going to take away the Steenie. Kofagrigus in, and Dusclops gets out of the way as Dartrix eats a Shadow Ball. Kofagrigus pretty slow, going to take an Air Slash and get flinched by the Dartrix. BattlePenguin going to swap to Varoom, which resists the Air Slash. Zebstrika now in for Mouse, as BattlePenguin uses Gunk Shot to bring it down to 7%. Kofagrigus in, that's going to be sacrificial as Overheat kills and reduces Zebstrika's special attack and forces it out thanks to the Eject Pack. Solrock comes in, takes a little bit of chip from those rocks, and Mothim with a Bug Buzz brings Solrock down to the red. Solrock uses Meteor Beam, but that's a 2-turn move. Shadow Ball going to kill before it can unleash the power. Nidorino comes in. Quiver Dance from Mothim may be a bit risky. Indeed, Shadow Claw going to kill as BattlePenguin tried to get a setup move in. Shadow Claw does miss thanks to Hustle. Gunk Shot, not a very effective choice there. Sucker Punch going to take 50% of Varoom's health away, but also hurts Nidorino because of the Rocky Helmet Varoom wears. Nidoran Male comes in to face its more evolved form of Nidorino. Shadow Claw takes 60% away. Smart Strike only brings Nidorino down to the red. The Quick Claw procs, so Nidoran Male beats its more evolved cousin. Dartrix kills the Nidoran Male with a Terra Blast, bringing in Varoom. Hidden Power going to be resisted by Varoom. I think that's Hidden Power Ice. Not 100% sure. Dusclops now in. Spin Out from the Varoom is going to kill the Dusclops, but it reduces Varoom's speed significantly. Milcery now in for Mouse. Dazzling Gleam going to kill the Varoom. Baltoy in. Z-Move. Breakneck Blitz! But not very much damage because Baltoy's so weak. Milcery survives the Z-move and manages to kill 2. I had discounted this Pokemon, but it was Mouse's last line of defense here because the Zebstrika was so low that the Stealth Rocks would have killed it on re-entry. Mouse manages to take the win thanks to Milcery's hard work at the end, and a lot of work early from Dusclops. BattlePenguin just not able to solve the Dusclops problem early enough. I was impressed with the Nidoran Male managing to kill the Nidorino. Not every day you see something kill its higher evolved form, but BattlePenguin will be eliminated from the tournament. Next on the docket, we have Xadera and Rencamo. Xadera's first round match came down to the wire. His team definitely has some strong physical attackers, and even his special attackers that are under-evolved contributed mightily to that first effort. He was just barely unable to come away with that win. Rencamo's team fell victim to the Sun strategy from their opponent. That will not be in play here, but Rencamo really needs to get better value out of Shedinja. Its Wonder Guard ability can be absolutely game-breaking, but only if used in the right circumstances. Let's kick off Xadera versus Rencamo. Crocolore in for Rencamo, Basculegion for Xadera. I like that matchup, but Xadera disagrees, swapping to Roselia. Shedinja comes in and then comes right back out as Crocolore is brought in. Leech Seed misses from Roselia once, but the second time lands. Flamethrower deals a little less than I was expecting. Roselia a little tankier than I thought, heals a little from the Leech Seed. Comfey in as spikes land on the field for Roselia. Weepinbell pokes itself on the spikes and resists that Giga Drain. Roselia this time going to use Leech Seed, which Weepinbell is completely immune to. Lunge deals solid damage and reduces attack, not that significant. Toxic Spikes can only be taken away for Rencamo's team if Weepinbell swaps in, so good choice there. Basculegion going to get hit by the Lunge, that attack reduction will matter. Last Respect used a little early once again. Weepinbell eats its Starfberry, boosting its special defense, and then killing Basculegion with a Power Whip. Scrafty in, Weepinbell forced to leave. That's a physical attacker, the special defense boost wouldn't have mattered. Comfey gets poisoned and then throat chopped. It can't use sound moves at the moment, but it can heal with synthesis. Hurts by poison. Taunt will take away special moves, and Twinkle is going to land on Electabuzz. Comfey using Draining Kiss to heal instead of status moves. Taunt does prevent those. Electabuzz going to continue to taunt despite Comfey already being taunted. That doesn't do anything, and the taunt has now ended, so it would actually be valuable now. Taunt does stop the Comfey there. It would be a good idea to actually deal some damage, though, Electabuzz. Would you like to try that? No, you're just going to taunt again as Comfey continues to bleed you away and heal with Draining Kiss. Another taunt from Electabuzz. It just seems stuck on this. It's going to swap to Roselia here. Draining Kiss going to be resisted thanks to the poison typing. Comfey, taunt ends, and Roselia is going to watch it synthesize and put a Leech Seed down on it. That's going to heal Roselia a little bit every turn, and Weepinbell comes in to clear away the Toxic Spikes and also be immune to the Leech Seed, so good swap there. Scrafty comes in on a Poison Jab, but no Rider effect, so it's not poisoned. Crocolore comes out, takes a Drain Punch. Scrafty heals up a little, but going to be swapped out into Oshawott, which is going to get burned thanks to Will-O-Wisp. That is going to neutralize the Focus Sash. Toxic Poison on the Crocolore, and a Seed Bomb hits Oshawott. I'm starting to think it's just that the Crocolore doesn't have very good offensive stats, because that Oshawott shouldn't be surviving a super effective move. Another taunt onto the Comfey. Let's see if Oshawott does anything else. It swaps out, which is better than continuing to taunt. Draining Kiss is going to hit the Roselia again. Resists that, down to the red this time. Roselia lands another Leech Seed, seems to like that move best of all. We've only had one knockout in this battle so far, as Comfey continues to synthesis and Roselia continues to prioritize using Leech Seed on targets that are already seeded or that are immune to it. Xadera's move choice has not been great in this battle, and Rencamo is just trying to outlast by healing as much as possible with Comfey. That's its identity. It is a healer. Its ability makes its healing moves go first, so that's what Comfey is supposed to be doing, but it doesn't make for a particularly quick battle. Weepinbell takes 2 spikes to the face as it lands and clears a poison spike, but Roselia puts it right back up and then Giga Drains, eliminating the Weepinbell. Shedinja has heavy duty boots, so it won't take the entry hazards. X-Scissor hits Scrafty, and we're going to immediately move out of the way again. Comfey already poisoned, can't take more of that, but will continue to get chipped from the spikes. Throat Chop will stop sound moves, but a Synthesis will still heal Comfey up again. Roselia versus Comfey. How many times have we seen this battle? Toxic Spikes will now badly poison anything that comes in, and Roselia has a 3rd layer of spikes as well, so that's going to be huge damage every time Rencamo switches in. The longer this battle goes, the more it seems to benefit Xadera at this point. While I was thinking Comfey was playing the long game, it turns out Roselia was really doing the same. Comfey bleeding out to poison, Draining Kiss being used, Giga Drain hitting that Comfey as well. I believe it is out of synthesises, so it can't continue to use those. Shedinja now in after Comfey dies. Scrafty going to take another X-Scissor down to 28%. Rencamo doing a good job swapping in and out with things that we know have moves that can kill Shedinja. Krokorok now in. Scrafty got a Moxie boost. Krokorok cures its poison with the Lumberry. Oshawott in now, going to take that Earthquake and die. Moxie now boost on Krokorok's side. Rencamo trying to get the win here with an Earthquake to the Roselia, but a super effective Giga Drain will heal Roselia back to half. X-Scissor will critically hit and kill Roselia. Rencamo been using Shedinja much better this battle, but a Shadow Sneak will not be enough. Throat Chop will kill the Shedinja for its 1 hit point. Oshawott now the last hope for Rencamo as Scrafty lands a Thunder Punch, killing the Oshawott and giving Xadera the victory. A hard-fought, long-fought battle. Lots of healing, lots of setup, lots of not the best move choice from Xadera's team, but Xadera does get the victory in the end, will move on, and despite much better use of Shedinja this time, Rencamo has been eliminated. Our final battle of Losers Round 1 will be Trev versus Domo. Trev's team, I have said, is very lacking, and its best Pokemon, Ludicolo, is also present on Domo's team. Unfortunately for Trev, Domo has some better Pokemon to rely on. The Pokemon Scramble has already delivered quite a few upsets. Some teams that I predicted to go very far in the tournament have been eliminated, and some Pokemon that I have discounted have come through for their trainers. So let's see if Trev can be the next to defy the odds, or if Domo will defeat him. Domo starts out with Glastrier and Trev with Litten. Domo going to swap away from the Fire type. Decent choice because Will-O-Wisp won't affect Emboar. Trev going to swap to Petalil, which will take a Wild Charge fairly effectively. Emboar healing up after taking some recoil damage, and Head Smash will finish off the Petalil. Emboar starting out strong. Intimidate from the Litten going to reduce Emboar's attack, and then Parting Shot going to reduce its attack even further along with Special Attack. Wild Charge going to hit Ludicolo neutrally. Leftovers going to keep healing Emboar up. Drain Punch from Ludicolo, great timing into the Ice type of Glastrier. Ludicolo hitting some super effective moves and healing itself up, but Icicle Crash is enough to kill from full, and Chilling Neigh going to boost Glastrier's attack, immediately taken away by Litten. Trev getting some good value out of Litten here, getting a lot of Intimidates and a lot of Parting Shots off. Emboar facing down Shelder, now Litten again. Emboar going to swap again. Parting Shot from Litten. Trev is not accomplishing much in the way of damage, but he is really putting a cramp in Domo's style. Scald going to hit Mime Jr. a second time. Mime Jr. gets burned. Lands a Psychic. Not very strong here. Giga Drain going to finish off the Mime Jr. Domo has killed 3. Litten in for the 7th, 8th time? I'm not sure. Parting Shot, I have not mentioned, but it also forces Litten out when it uses that move, so that's the value of the Intimidate. Ludicolo burns the Milcery on Trev's side. Litten back in again. Emboar once again having its attack reduced. Overheat from the Litten. This is going to be another way that it can force itself out thanks to the Eject Pact, which, when its stats get reduced, moves it out. Wild Charge not going to kill Shelder. I'm impressed by that, thanks again to the attack drops from the Litten. Spikes get set up, but I don't think Trev's team can rely on Domo switching too much here. That could have been a good idea if it happened first, thanks to all the swaps Litten has forced. Another Parting Shot from Litten. Trev is determined to get value out of that, but Flare Blitz going to kill the incoming Milcery. Emboar, despite its attack being a third of what it should be, doing a great job here. Litten uses Parting Shot. It can't go anywhere, but Head Smash misses, so Litten doing its best to try and stay alive here. Emboar at a quarter of its normal attack. Double Edge only going to deal about a third to Litten. Overheat going to reduce Litten's special attack. That's its main attacking move that it has. Emboar, despite being dramatically reduced on its attack, Litten is going to have the same problem, and eventually Emboar chooses the right move in Head Smash, finishes off the Litten, and unfortunately for Trev, the expected result prevails here. Trev, unable to kill a single Pokemon in his 2 outings, will be eliminated. Domo will move on. So that's the end of Round 1 of the Pokemon Scramble, including the losers bracket. We will now move into Round 2, where victorious trainers will have had their first taste of evolution. The first battle will be Gen and Juice, followed by Griff versus Virtual Adept, Mina Sanuki facing off against Flareolin, and Raptor doing battle with Diaz. Get ready for Round 2 in the evolved Pokemon Scramble.